Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's Ick and Mel here for the weird stream, the weirdo stream. Make sure I got the chat up and everything. Good evening. I wasn't gonna do this tonight, but I was like, I guess why not? We'll get some of the witch stories out of the way. Let me open up the chat here. What's up? What's up? Good evening. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Annie's ASMR. We're here and so I got a couple of stories, man. Some of these stories are from Discord, and some of these stories friends have sent. I don't even think I've even picked one. Actually, I think everything was suggested and sent to me. So I figured we can hang out, go over some of these stories, chill. Did you guys get notifications? I'm gonna double check too to make sure. Let's see. It did go out about a minute ago. It went out. Okay. What's up? Good evening. And don't forget the Friday stream that we have. The giveaway that we're doing, the $1,000 giveaway with Swag It. Make sure you guys check that out as well. Friday. It's gonna be a fun stream. We're gonna do I gotta plan some videos out. You got notified. Amazing. Look at the chat. Beautiful. So happy I'm not late this time. Welcome. All right, so I guess we're gonna start. Let's see here. And then I got the right one. Message. There we go. Got it. All right, so let's start. I guess we can start with this one. We'll start with the puppy, the dog. The little doggy. So, okay. Reckless driver crash turns out to be dog behind wheel in Kilgore. And this was at the beginning of the month, December 1st. Flossie had sent me this. Kilgore police say they apprehended a reckless driver after it hit two vehicles in a Walmart parking lot, but the driver was actually a dog. An owner of one of the cars that was hit said he saw a suspect barreling down on him, but he couldn't get out of the way. The person was shocked to see that the driver was a dog. KPD said the dog was behind the wheel when the crash happened. Little puppy. How did that even happen? How does that? Maybe it was in neutral or something, or? Oh. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Please hit the like button. Little doggy. The investigation revealed that the dog was sitting in an unoccupied car waiting for its owners while they shopped, but apparently got a little antsy and bounced around in the cab, setting the truck into motion. According to police, the steering column had prior damage and the pooch must have placed the vehicle in drive. Oh, shit. Okay. He was wearing a leash, and that is believed to have been caught in the emergency brake, releasing it. It doesn't sound feasible, but an eyewitness said eyewitnesses saw the pooch behind the wheel just before the crash. He certainly has a guilty look on his face. That was silly. I think this has a video to it also.
Police beat. Kilgore police apprehending a reckless driver after it hit two cars in the Walmart parking lot. But get this, the driver was actually a dog. The owner of one of the cars said they saw a suspect barreling down toward him, but he couldn't get out of the way in time. The person was shocked to see the driver was a dog. The pooch was waiting for its owners while they shopped, but the little pup there got a little antsy, bounced around some, setting the truck into motion, according to cops. And steering column had prior damage, and the dog must have placed the vehicle in drive. They also said the pup had a very guilty look on its face.
Maybe they all feel guilty. I think dogs know when they've done something bad. I used to have a dog that he put on like the sad puppy face whenever they would do something. So this one's kind of a weird story. And so this one is mom allegedly put dead girl 5 in concrete block to use as a bedside table. And so this, a 27-year-old Argentinian woman allegedly placed the body of her 5-year-old girl inside a wooden box, filled it with cement, and then used it as a bedside table for several months. Police found the entombed body of Milagros Nazareth Martin in the home of Vanessa Mancilla after her husband reported that he had not seen their daughter in a long time. Sky News reported this. Holy shit, how do you do that? Mancilla reportedly told him initially that she had placed Milagros in the care of social services due to unsanitary conditions in their home. But when cops arrived, she admitted she didn't know what to do when the girl died and was afraid that her other children, boys 3 and 7, would be taken away from her. So she placed Milagros in a bag and dumped it in a box that she filled with cement that she got from a construction site. There she is. I mean, some of this shit, you just can't even, you know what I'm saying? She used the box with the body inside as a bedside table in her bedroom. An investigator told local news outlet Tilam an autopsy determined the girl had died of respiratory infection stemming from a pre-existing illnesses that required her to have tracheostomy, I believe, and a nasal gastric tube. Jesus. Let me get myself out of the way here. I guess the police investigate the scene. Wow. That was not loading up. The investigator said that Mancilla had admitted that to her relatives earlier that her daughter died. She said everything happened one afternoon after bathing her children. The official told Tilam she went to take a nap and woke up. She went to see the girl and she had already died. She said that she had a runny nose and drool in her mouth. Mancilla has been charged with culpable homicide, and her other kids have been placed in the care of her grandmother. Holy shit. Shit, somebody said she stole concrete. Why not steal medicine? Damn, bro, that's some crazy shit. Crazy. This one too. This was kind of a weird story. I have some videos I'm going to show you guys too, but I was trying to find more on this guy. I couldn't really find anything besides this article. And this is a Florida story. Oh, here's another article. NY Post. And so this guy, apparently, Florida man stabs mother to death, saying she never pushed me to be a man. Florida man admitted to stabbing his mother to death and severely injuring his sister at their home, according to investigators. According to deputies, on November 29, 2022, at approximately 4:13 p.m., the Osceola County Sheriff's Office received a report of a possible stabbing at the residence in Kissimmee. Upon arrival, it was determined that one female was deceased and another female had several or severe lacerations to her hands. During the investigation, a suspect was identified as 21-year-old Matthew Stewart Sisley. Matthew was located a short distance away from the incident and was interviewed by the sheriff's office and confessed to intentionally stabbing his mother and accidentally stabbing his sister. During the interview, he was asked, detective says, "Do you think your mom deserved to get stabbed?" He said, "Yes, double down and triple downing." The detective said, "Why?" "Because she never pushed me to be a man." "Do you regret doing it?" "No, I would do it again." Wow. Matthew was booked into the Osceola County jail for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. And I'm sorry, don't give a shit. He'll do it again. Now, I really wanted to see if there was more info on that, but I don't see anything else. It's another weird, short, crazy story. So this is something else, and now I gotta actually look up the video, because when I was looking this up, there's an Inside Edition video to this that I saw. See if I can find the other video. In the meantime.
It was a Thanksgiving to remember.
James Michael Grimes knows he's lucky to be alive.
My worst fear is drowning, and that was something I did not want to have to face.
The 28-year-old going overboard a cruise ship in the middle of the night, saying he spent about 20 hours treading water alone in the Gulf of Mexico.
I wanted to see my family, and I was dead set on making it out of there. You know, I was never accepting that this is it. This is going to be the end of my life.
It was supposed to be a Thanksgiving celebration. James Michael and 18 of his family members boarding the Carnival Valor last Wednesday in New Orleans.
We were just hanging out, having a good time, watching some live music, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Did you have a few drinks?
I had during the day, and I'd actually did like an air guitar solo, and there was a competition they were doing, and I'd won it, so I'd won a free drink, so I had that, but...
But you hadn't had you weren't like inebriated, had like a ton of drinks?
No, ma'am.
It's the thanks.
How many drinks do you think you'd had?
I couldn't really say.
Around 11 p.m. that first night on board, James Michael told his sister he was going to the bathroom. Next is still unclear.
Do you remember leaving and going to find the bathroom?
No, ma'am.
Do you remember falling off the boat?
No.
Damn.
You don't know how it happened?
No, ma'am. So
this guy falls off the boat. 28-year-old man who went overboard during cruise reflects on treading water for hours. So I thought they said it was like 20 hours or something. How do you imagine having to tread that? I mean, treading. And the thing I was thinking is he has to be probably floating backwards or something, right? I mean, that's probably the easiest way. Treading takes a lot of energy, don't it? He probably floating on his back, I'm thinking, right?
Off the boat, going to find the bathroom.
What happened next? On board, James Michael told his sister he was going to the bathroom. What happened next is still unclear.
Somebody drug him?
Do you remember leaving and going to find the bathroom?
No, ma'am.
Do you remember falling off the boat?
This is a recent story, guys. Yeah, this one just happened. This is from 2 weeks ago.
No.
So you don't know how it happened?
No, ma'am. I came to regain consciousness. I was in the water with no boat in sight.
So
he doesn't even remember falling off. What happened? Nothing. All he just comes to and he's in the water. I don't know. Imagine this guy was drugged or something. I don't know.
You, for a while, were passed out in the water.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Pigeon says treading water is easy and saltwater buoyancy. Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I can't float myself, even when I'm trying to. So there had to be, the Lord was with me when
maybe it's what pigeons say.
I was out there, because something was holding me up the whole time while I was passed out.
The next day, when he hadn't returned to his cabin, his family alerted the ship's crew. At 2:30, more than 12 hours after James Michael was last seen, Carnival notified the Coast Guard of a missing passenger.
We did have a fairly significant search area. There was a potential of over 7,000 miles of ocean we had to search.
James Michael was alone in an area known to be a feeding ground.
Oh, for sharks too, bro. And the thing is too, I don't know that a lot of people would have it in them to keep fighting and keep swimming. Some people might just say, this is it, it's over for me, and just let go. I don't know. I think some people might just give up.
For sharks.
I thought it was a shark. I mean, I was swimming in one direction, and I looked around, and I seen it at the corner of my eye. And it came up on me really quick. And I went under, and I could see it. And it wasn't a shark, I don't believe, but it had more like a flat mouth. And it came up and bumped one of my legs, and I kicked it with the other leg. It scared me, not knowing what it was, or at the time how big it was. All I could see was a fin.
The avid outdoorsman tried to stay positive and calm. Exhausted and hungry, he ate what he could find to maintain his energy.
A stick come floating by. Looked like bamboo. So I started eating on it. And it actually, I'm not going to say it tasted good, but it gave some type of flavor in my mouth other than salt water.
Was there any point while you were out there where you thought, I don't know how much longer I can keep doing this?
When it started getting back towards nighttime again, the water started getting colder. At that time, I thought, you know, how much longer am I going to have to be out here?
Yeah, but you just kept swimming?
Yes, ma'am. You know, the fall didn't kill me. You know, sea creatures didn't eat me. I felt like I was meant to get out of there.
As the sun was going down Thanksgiving night, James Michael says he spotted a glimmer of hope, the lights from a tanker ship, and decided to swim towards it.
That was my final little burst of energy. The strength that I had, I used pretty much every bit of it to try to make it to one of them.
The Coast Guard then arriving, his miraculous rescue captured on camera.
When the Coast Guard got there,
yeah,
what happened?
They circled the boat 2 or 3 times looking for me, and you know, I'd done taken off my socks and everything and was just waving them around my head, trying to do something where they would see me. And when that light finally hit me, somehow I heard, "We got him." And I seen a guy coming down from that helicopter, and it was coming towards me. You know, right then I thought, man, I see the light.
When the Coast Guard guy showed up in the water, what'd you say to him?
Well, the first thing I actually told him was, I don't have any clothes on. Because I didn't. I'd been stripped out of everything. He said, that's fine. All right, and I was just like, okay. And he told me to hold on to this life vessel, and I was just thinking, thank you. You know, you're like a guardian angel coming down for me.
His rescuers believe he was seconds away.
Jacqueline, Mel, have you seen the documentary of the guy who survived the small raft for 2 to 3 months? No, I haven't seen that. And somebody asked me I saw it somewhere in the chat, why haven't I covered Robinson? Shaniqua, I believe, Robinson. I wanted to cover that story, but I just haven't had the chance. I had a friend that was researching it for me. Like this stream right now, this was no effort. I just collected a couple of articles. I haven't even read any of these articles really. I just launched the stream. The Idaho stuff I've been covering already. Athena I've been covering already. And so, and I get a lot of requests every day. And so I just can't fulfill every single request that everybody's sending me every day. But there is a missing girl that I want to cover. If I do get to Robinson, hopefully I can. But, you know, there's just so many stories. So, I mean, hopefully, maybe. I don't know, you know. So I can't one person fulfill every single thing, you know. But hopefully, I don't know. But I think there's quite a few people covering it.
From not making it.
I swam as fast as I could. As I got to him, I shoved the rescue sling under his arms and he collapsed into it. He had nothing left.
James Michael says the whole experience has given him new purpose.
These were actually the pants that I'd planned on wearing on the cruise, but never got to. And I put them on this morning, and I reached in the pocket, and there was something, there's a fortune, and it says, "Life's a beach, enjoy the waves."
Do you think it changed you?
Yes, definitely. It opened my eyes. I take things for granted, I reckon, or a lot of people do.
Do you think you'll go on a cruise ship again?
Yeah, I will.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could. We'll see. And the thing is, those kind of stories, it takes a lot of prep too. My friend was researching it for me, but I want to sit down and read everything. So we'll see. We'll see what I can get. But like streams like this, chases, they're not really much effort. The Idaho stuff, because I've been covering it all this time, it doesn't really take much effort to do an update live stream or anything like that because we've been doing it in depth, you know.
I ain't gonna let it discourage
me. But I've had a lot of requests for that
much. I might not get within 10 foot of the rails, but I'd definitely be open to going on another cruise.
He'd be open to. I don't know. I'd be kind of traumatized. I don't know.
I really didn't get to go on this one.
Damn. And let me show you. Let's see. Hold on. It was Inside Edition. I think he did another. It's the same thing. I think.
I started eating on it, and
it's the same thing. So I wanted to show you this thing that I came across today, right? While I was, let's see, Inside Edition. Okay, check this out. So it's another cruise thing.
Authorities are
So some woman, this was 3 days ago they posted this. And like a whole fight broke out. Let me put on a little warning thing so they don't try to ding me. I guess some sort of fight broke out. People were pissed off.
Investigating the death of a woman who went overboard just hours before a cruise ship was due back in port. The delay of the incident caused a brawl among passengers who were eager to get off the boat.
Tensions boil over aboard a luxury cruise ship. It's absolute chaos as fists fly. It happened after hundreds of passengers were stopped from disembarking when they arrived in Port Canaveral, Florida. After
Gotta be Florida.
a 4-hour delay, they had enough.
I feel bad for the crew members. It turned into a full riot.
Passenger Marissa Abe recorded the mayhem.
People are racing, trying to get off the ship. They're not following when their numbers are being called because people are trying to get to their flights. People getting thrown against walls.
That's so true. Let me get the super chats real quick because one person commented about the survival rate. Diggs, thank you for the 7-month membership. Says, hey, thank you so much for all you do. You're simply amazing. Thanks, Diggs. Sherry, the survival rate, thank you for the super chat. Says the survival rate for people that fall overboard from a cruise ship is 90%. God bless this man. Yeah, they're going to talk about that at the end of this video. It wasn't his time. Mama Bear, thank you for the membership. Lex Lux, thank you for the 2-month membership. Bro, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Gracias. And Sherry, thanks for the super chat. The death rate. Yeah, that's what you meant. True. The death rate. The death rate is 90%.
So what caused the long delay? A woman passenger jumped overboard and drowned. Police had to come on board and treat the cruise ship like a potential crime scene. The death comes on the heels of last month's Carnival cruise ship incident in which passenger James Michael Grimes fell overboard into the Gulf of Mexico and spent 20 hours treading water before he was miraculously rescued. In yesterday's incident, the cruise ship MSC Meraviglia was on a 4-night voyage to the Bahamas when the still unidentified passenger jumped to her death in an apparent suicide.
It was chaos, people panicking.
On average, 25 people fall off cruise ships every year. 90% of the time, they don't survive.
Yeah, so that guy was really lucky. So next clip that I wanted to talk about, and this is kind of from Canada. It says here, Canada offers disabled veteran aid to die when she asks for airlift. And so I guess this is, Canada has like these things where they just, what's the word? Euthanizing, there we go, euthanizing their citizens. An optional euthanization.
For Christine Gauthier, the fight to get a wheelchair lift in her home has been an uphill battle.
So instead of, I guess, giving her the wheelchair, they just say, oh, well, we'll kill you. I guess it'll save us money. It's cheaper or something.
I have to crawl down the stairs on my butt with the wheelchair in front of me to be able to access my house.
While pleading her case to a Veterans Affairs case manager over the phone in 2019, she was told something that would leave her feeling shocked.
If things are so hard at this point and you just can't keep going on, and we can assist you with aid to die.
And she's not the only one.
Aid to die. America, be very afraid. Astonishingly, Canada is now euthanizing 10,000 of its citizens a year. And some of the horrific stories of its ultra permissive policy will horrify you. Special report by Tom Leonard. So Winston Churchill famously reassured the U.S. that its long northern border was guarded by only neighborly respect and honorable obligations. And generations of U.S. leaders have tended to agree there's nothing to worry about. Until now, that is. Anyone who ever thought about that compassionate response to extreme human suffering is a society that helps people find permanent release from their pain may want to look at some of the horror stories coming out of Canada recently. To be clear, euthanasia laws in the U.S. are nothing like the ones of its neighbor to the north, but American acceptance of the practice has been growing for decades despite warnings that legalized suicide is a slippery slope toward a calamitous debasement of human life. Canada, a country that prides itself on the open-mindedness and tolerance, has the most permissive rules on euthanasia in the world, and the results have been frankly terrifying. Last year, more than 10,000 people in Canada, astonishingly, that's over 3% of all deaths there, ended their lives via euthanasia, and an increase of a third on the previous year. and it's likely to keep rising. Next year, Canada is set to allow people to die exclusively for mental health reasons. That's kind of like an interesting, I don't know. If people want to die, and I guess it's within the law, I mean, do you let them die? Do you let them go through the means, I guess? Because the only thing I wonder is like, because it sounds crazy, but what if that person is going to go kill people or something? I mean, I feel it's crazy for this lady that they offered her that, like, all right, yeah, we'll just kill you, or, you know, assisted aid. They're going to put some fancy word behind it, right? You know, to make him feel better. But, and then the question is too, is like, let's say somebody does have mental health issues and you're giving them the option to off themselves. Is that moral? Like, I mean, maybe somebody that can't maybe make that decision. Maybe that person doesn't have a clear head, but I don't know. I mean, if they want to, I mean, and are they doing it because it's like it saves the country money and stuff? And it's kind of great. So that many people are willing to be like, yeah, just, I'm done. Yeah, I'm good. Just, you know, take me out of my misery. Only last week, a jaw-dropping story emerged of how 5 years into an infuriating battle to obtain a stairlift of her home, Canadian Army veteran and Paralympian Christine was offered an extraordinary alternative. A Canadian official told her in 2019 that if her life was so difficult that she was so desperate, the government would help her kill herself. I have a letter saying that if you're so desperate, madam, we can offer you MAID, which is medical assistance in dying. So they put it in a nice word. And a paraplegic ex-Army corporal testified to the Canadians MPs. I wonder why it's coming up in the news now, though. Let's see. Oh, there she is right there. Ah. So she injured her back in a training accident in 1989, competed for Canada in the 2016 Paralympics in Rio de Janeiro in the Invictus Games the same year. Despite being confined to a wheelchair with musculoskeletal disorder, which affects her legs, backs, and hips, she's a gold medal winning paracanoeist and won a silver medal participating in Canada's women's ice sledge hockey team. She is very far from most people's idea of a hopeless case, and yet her government's Department of Veteran Affairs didn't hesitate to suggest that she might like to end her life if the battle to get a ramp was proving too much for her. Damn. She recently expressed her concerns about it in a writing to the Canadian Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, which, you know, Mr. Trudeau described what happened to her as absolutely unacceptable, even as his government admitted that her case wasn't unique. Around 5 cases of military veterans being offered assisted euthanasia have been referred to Canadian police, and officials urged others who received the same treatment to come forward. Let me just see how much of this. That's a really big article. We're not going to go to this whole thing. What I'll do is I'll read maybe 1 or 2 more examples. Eligibility for assisted unaliving in Canada. A person with condition severe enough to death is imminent. A person with physical condition deemed intolerable. A person with a mental condition deemed intolerable. Okay. All you got to do is have a mental health problem and they'll take care of you. Maybe they're thinking it's going to save on medical costs and all that stuff. Isn't Canada one of those places too? Like everything's covered, insurance is paid for, right? They healthcare for all or something. Let's see. Healthcare. It is free for the citizens. Well, I guess now death is included. You can kill yourself too through the system. Let's read this one story here. Erin Smith said her 71-year-old father, Rod, went to Ontario Hospital after suffering a fall. A month later, he had been euthanized. Wow. She says the doctors responsible didn't even get a hold of his medical records from his own physician. He was subsequently euthanized for a condition, end-stage chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, that an autopsy shows he didn't have, she said. Wow. Sheila, the mother of a 25-year-old woman who had cerebral palsy, said a hospital doctor in Newfoundland actually told her she'd be selfish if she didn't consider pursuing euthanasia option. Who are these doctors? You're selfish. Roger, a patient in the degenerative brain disorder, secretly recorded staff at his hospital in London, Ontario, mentioning euthanasia. In one recording, the hospital's directors of ethics told Mr. Foley it would cost north of $1,500 a day to keep him in the hospital, adding, "My piece of this was to walk you to see if you had any interest in assisted dying." Mr. Foley said he had never previously mentioned euthanasia, but the hospital said there is no ban on staff raising the issue. So, I mean, are these hospital staff getting a cutback? Are they getting kickbacks? Is this the cost of free medical care? You know, your family's going to get killed and shit. Free health for all. And we'll kill you too. You know? I guess everything has a price. It's free, it's free, it's free. I mean, taxes too, right? But and I'm not going to do this one. This one was like a little bit shorter, but I just thought it was kind of an interesting thing. I didn't even know that they were doing that over there. The killing fields of liberal Canada. Shocking figures reveal thousands, including those who aren't terminally ill, are choosing to end their lives under the world's most open, assisted, unaliving system. As fears emerge, scheme could be rolled out to children. Nah, come on, man. The children? Nah. Come on, bro. When Michael Fraser's GP made a call on him at his Toronto home, both knew he had come not to cure him, but to kill him. Mr. Fraser's closest friend came to gathering for a little party at which he enjoyed one last beer and urged the others not to waste the food in the fridge and take it home with them. Then he and his wife adjourned to the couple's bedrooms where Dr. Navindra Persuade was waiting. Mr. Fraser, 55, lay on the bed with his wife as his doctor, after first asking for final approval, injected drugs into his arms. There he is right there. He was euthanized by his GP after he pleaded poverty. Wheelchair boundless Les Landry, an ex-lorry driver from Medicine Hat, Alberta, is one of those seeking assisted suicide primarily for financial reasons. So people are just like, hey, if I don't got the money, take me out. Wow, bro. I can't imagine being like that. I could never imagine I don't know. Maybe it's mental health and stuff. I just can't imagine being like, take me out. First, a sedative that induces sleep in 1 to 2 minutes, followed by a local anesthetic, then another sedative that induces coma. As Anne emerged from the room in tears, it was left only for the doctor to phone the coroner, report that he had been providing palliative care to his now dead patient, and arrange for the body to be collected. Mr. Fraser had joined the growing numbers of Canadians, more than 10,000 last year alone, who have availed themselves of the world's most permissive government-assisted unaliving program. So would you guys be down for that in the U.S.? I don't know, it's pretty controversial, right? But, I mean, do they have to get like a psych eval before allowing somebody to do that? You know? Would people in jail take the option to, like, you know, be euthanized? Kind of crazy. All right, I guess we'll move on. Just a weird kind of thing. I didn't even know that was going on in Canada. So this one here, dad saves daughter from a coyote attack, and Ariel picked up his 2-year-old daughter from preschool and drove her home. When he got her out of the car, he went to the other side to retrieve a toy. That's when a coyote attacked the girl. Eloya, that's how you say it, was able to rescue her from the wild animal. Her mother says she saw coyotes in the neighborhood before, but never thought they would attack. And when I heard about this story, I think Flossie sent me this story. It reminded me of the dingo story. The dingo ate your baby. And that was the actual real story of a woman. I think the baby so I think what happened was she was camping or something. I don't remember the whole story, but her baby disappeared, I think. And I don't know if she knew it was a dingo or whatever. She said that the dingo took the baby or something like that. Nobody believed her. Everybody thought it was bullshit. And it was a whole big thing over there. And come to find out, I think they found out, I don't know how long it took, maybe years later, that it was actually dingoes that took the baby. Because they found the remains like in a cave or some shit. And so parents, you gotta be careful too with these wild animals. They will come for your babies and your kids. Dingo ate my baby. It's an Australian story. 1980s. Old story. The Chamberlain family had been camping near the rock where their 9-year-old daughter was taken from a tent by a dingo. But nobody believed her. Imagine if this would happen today. In 2022, what the true crime community would do that. But the media and everybody did ram this lady. Like they really, or not, maybe I should say I could find a short video. There's long documentaries online about it. I'll see if I can find that because a lot of people don't know that story too. It's a real story. All right, let's take a look at this.
From the jaws of the coyote. It looks as if the animal is coming back, so he picks up a water bottle and throws it.
Now, two wild animal attacks caught on tape. Both little girls are okay today because their parents heard their screams and came to the rescue. Jim Murray has details.
Pure terror. A coyote attacks a 2-year-old girl. Look, it's trying to drag her away. Yeah. Thankfully, Dad Ariel Eliyahu is right there and springs into action.
He's definitely the hero, and
he's kind of like, I would have been more aggressive though. I'm like, ah! Or like ran to the, ah! Would have like put my arms out. Like I probably would have tried to punt that shit too if I could. I'd if it was me, man, I would have tried to like, and it's always hindsight's always 2020, but I would have taken my foot, my big feet, I would have punted that shit, ran right up to it, boom, sent that shit flying.
A coyote attacks a 2-year-old girl. Look, it's trying to drag her away. Thankfully, Dad Ariel Eliyahu is right there and springs into action.
He's definitely the hero, and I feel like he really saved her life. I don't know what would have happened if he wasn't there.
The dad picked up his daughter at preschool and drove her home. When he got her out of the car, he went to the other side to retrieve a toy. Alone for just a split second, the coyote made its move. In the video, you see the coyote creep up to the little girl and pounce. Dad grabbed his daughter from the jaws of the coyote. It looks as if the animal is coming back, so he picks up a water bottle and throws it. Dad then handed his daughter to his wife, then made sure the coyote wasn't coming back for more with a 2x4. Mom Shira has seen coyotes in the neighborhood before, but never thought they'd be so bold as to attack.
Actually, the same night, it came back here around 9 p.m.
They should euthanize that shit, right?
And across the country in Connecticut, this 5-year-old girl had her own scary...
Wow. Hopefully, am I blocking that? Can you guys see that?
Back here around 9 p.m.
These animals out here. Wild animals.
And across the country in Connecticut, this 5-year-old girl had her own scary encounter with a wild animal. A raccoon latched onto her leg and wouldn't let go.
I was going like, and then tried to do that, but I could step on it.
Mom Logan McNamara did what any mama bear would do, protect her cub.
Toss that shit. Or slam it, slam it.
Between...
I'd consider slamming it into the house too, just couple times. I don't know what kind of material it is. Maybe it's wood or it's concrete. If there's any concrete, I would have been slamming that shit.
Her daughter Riley and the raccoon that she thinks has rabies.
I grabbed it by the scruff of the neck.
Strong mama though.
It was growling, it was snarling. I think that mom instinct just kind of kicked in and adrenaline took over.
She even has the composure to warn a neighbor. She tries to throw it off, but the raccoon won't let go. She tries again and sends the raccoon flying.
He was vicious. He absolutely wanted blood, and I knew if I had just dropped him, he was going to come back up and start attacking me.
Out of an abundance of caution, Mom and daughter have gotten rabies shots.
Wow. Body slam it. Let me just get some of the super chats. I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. Just kind of off the cuff, hanging out a little bit tonight. Random stories. If you guys could hit like, I appreciate it. I am going to start preparing probably tomorrow, the day after, for the Friday stream. And Friday stream is going to be consistent videos, crazy videos. I'm going to sit and pre-screen, like in tomorrow or the day after. Mo, how do you just fall off? LD Bonbon, and thank you for the 14-month membership, Mo. Damn, I didn't realize you've been a member for that long. Thank you. LD Bonbon, thank you for the super chat. LD Bonbon, thank you for the membership. Air Dry, what happened to first do no harm? Times are changing, man. We're giving people the option. They can euthanize themselves. They're gonna soon. They probably have euthanized home kits, like the COVID kits. Soon they'll send you a little kit to the house. You just inject yourself and you kill yourself. Eventually, that's what it's probably gonna do. C Weiss Life seems like some Nazi-ish, probably. Nicole, thank you for the super chat. And Nicole says, check your Discord message. I sent you a link for a raccoon attack in my town last week. I wonder if that's the what we just saw. And you said check my message. Is it in the message request? Oh, I got you, Nicole. Let me accept you. And let me add you as well. Okay. I'm going to play the video. Thank you, Nicole, for sending that. If you guys have any requests, this is what we just saw. Yeah, if you have any requests, you can drop it on Discord, or if you're going to email it to me or anything. Oh, there's no video. There's no sound on this. Just get myself out of the way. This is the raw video. This was in December 2nd. That's pretty wild, man. You just never know. I mean, I guess in that area, too, it's probably common, those raccoons, but that one looks like it got rabies. It's just wild. Look at his mouth, just open and just. She knew right where to grab it too. She grabbed it like on the neck, the scruff area, or whatever. Damn. Looking for the next victim. That's what he's doing. He's just chilling too. Wow. Brittany, thank you for the 13-month membership. Amazing. I missed the last few. I'm so excited I made this one. I miss your late streams unless it's the weekend. Oh, thank you, Brittany. I appreciate you coming through. It's not uncommon, I guess, right? So, Flossie sent me this one. Michigan mom accused of cyberstalking daughter. So I guess the mom's cyberstalking her daughter. How do you do that? You got one of those apps monitoring.
Cyberstalking her own daughter. The Michigan woman is now facing felony charges, and Trevor Alt is here with more. Trevor, the motive is still a mystery this morning.
It is, Cecilia. There's no confirmed motive, but there are some theories being floated out by prosecutors, including one that's saying this is something like cyber Munchausen's by proxy, where essentially they're making their child feel bad so that the child comes to them for comfort. But whatever the cause, these allegations are extensive and they are incredibly alarming.
That's so much time. Like, you have to have so much time. And do you have a job? Do you have any interest, hobbies? What is wrong with this person? A Michigan mother is facing charges of catfishing her own daughter in an elaborate scheme that she tried to pin on other teens. This woman's 42-year-old Kendra Gale Lissari was arrested on Monday. The cyberbullying began in 2021. Though a complaint was not filed until December of last year, Lissari's daughter and her then boyfriend, both minors, were inundated with harassing text and social media messages. So she was going after not only the daughter but the boyfriend. Wow. The woman was a Beale City Schools basketball coach, where her daughter was a student. That did not deter her from allegedly creating fake online profiles of teenagers and using web software to mask her IP address. I mean, there is software you can do that. As police you could just easily use a VPN, I guess, but as police zeroed in on her, Lissari attempted to place the blame on another student for harassment. So they should examine her for mental health and all this kind of shit too. When the FBI was able to determine that the IP addresses used led back to Lakari, she made a full confession. She did not provide a motive as to why she targeted her own daughter and the young man. Their identities have not been made public. So what they said now they got a new term now. So I mean, I've heard of Munchausen, but like what, they got internet Munchausen now or cyber Munchausen? What's it called? Munchausen? Munchausen syndrome is a mental condition in which a person repeatedly seeks medical attention for falsified or exaggerated or self-inflicted. I mean, you could label anything Munchausen. Some of these crazy ass people seeking attention online, all this shit. Munchausen internet, Munchausen clout. Munchausen, I mean, I've heard of the whole Munchausen thing because there's been like, hasn't there been like stories where like the person or parent or whatever, like they're purposely either hurting themselves or hurting somebody else so that person will come and to their aid or something, or they'll have to aid that person. And what's by proxy? Let's see, Munchausen by proxy. Shit, I could label some people right now with Munchausen shit. Munchausen syndrome by proxy is a mental illness and a form of child abuse. The caretaker of a child, most often the mother, either makes up fake symptoms or causes real symptoms to make it look like the child is sick. Well, a lot of these sick ass people, Munchausen shit.
Cloak her identity or her digital identity, but eventually we were able to see that her IP address was popping in and out right before and right after these messages were going through.
Lakari is facing 4 felony counts, which each carry the possibility of several years in prison. According to investigators, these messages were first reported to the school when Lakari was working there as a basketball coach.
Wow, such an alarming story. All right, Trevor, thanks.
Wow, bro. I mean, I don't know. How do you go back to normal after that? This one, I'm going to leave it out because this is just too, like, graphic. Somebody did something like that, but it's just too much. I don't feel like talking about that stuff. All right, this next one. So this was weird, too. Human heart found in pile of salt. Pile of snow salt in Tennessee facility.
Discovery turned a work site into a potential crime scene when a worker found a human heart in a pile of salt.
I've got 32 years in law enforcement, and I do have to say this is probably in the top 5 of the most bizarre things that I've ever seen.
It happened in Tennessee at a Department of Transportation facility where snow salt is stored for municipal use. Officials say they really don't know what to make of the whole situation.
I can tell you that it did appear to have been here for some time. So salt has a drying effect like it would on a country ham. You know, it's the same, very similar to a body, and I hate to use that as a reference, but imagine that as what it is.
It's a small town, so a lot of stuff doesn't happen here like that. So
It's not a small town.
When something does,
I'm just kidding about the other stuff.
You know, kind of makes you wonder.
The medical examiner says testing has confirmed the heart to be from a human male, but there are so many questions that still need to be answered.
Right. Where'd it come from? Was it brought in from somewhere else or anything, any other parts they're going to find or whatnot?
It's one of you guys in that small town.
The sheriff's office is investigating and asks anyone who might have any information to get in touch. For Inside Edition Digital.
That is pretty weird. The organ was transported to the state medical examiner's office in Nashville, where testing of tissue samples confirmed that it was an adult male human heart. I wonder if they'll even be able to tell, possible, like do a DNA thing. The heart had been dehydrated by the salt, and it was unclear how long it had been there. I wonder if there's other body parts, or I guess that's all they found. And I couldn't really find anything else besides that. That's it.
I've got 32 years in law enforcement, and I do have to say this is probably in the top 5 of the most bizarre things that I've ever seen.
Humphreys County Sheriff Chris Davis says a human heart was found in a salt barn.
And I can tell you that it did appear to have.
Okay. All right. This other one here, mysterious sound in Brooklyn driving people crazy. This was a month ago.
Sound heard through parts of Fort Greene, Brooklyn, has been driving some people, we are told, crazy.
Yeah, it's maddening, it's unsettling, and it's also just this mystery because nobody seems to know what is causing this strange humming sound. CBS 2's Kevin Rincon gives us a listen.
It's profoundly annoying.
As you hear the noise, it's hard to make out what it is.
It sounds like somebody putting their finger on a glass cup and running it around the top of the cup.
It sounds very much like a resonance, a harmonic resonance, like if you can picture someone rubbing the top of a crystal glass.
Just about to blow over there.
Or a tuning fork.
What does it sound? Mo Hussein, he took video walking home one night. He's noticed the sound for over a year.
I liken it to like some sort of alien invasion. As you're walking around, even in the middle of the night, you hear this hum off in the background and you wonder what could that be?
You know, I thought about that. And they're only landing in the middle of the night.
For Adrena Banks, her theory, it's construction related, but admits it could be anything.
It's just this consistent humming that doesn't seem to go away and goes on for hours. It's so piercing that it keeps you up.
Neighbors called 311, but when the city's Department of Environmental Protection showed up, the sound had stopped. We reached out to the DEP several times on Thursday, and they now say they plan to return to try and find the source of the nuisance.
As soon as you think, okay, well, now I've gotten used to it, now I'm ready to live my life with this noise, then it goes away. And you're like, oh, that's great, and then it comes back.
The timing of it makes me sort of believe that, at times anyway, makes me sort of believe that there's some sort of equipment being run, and they sort of try to turn it off and on in ways that don't disrupt people.
Some residents, they've turned to online forums to mark when the noise starts and stops, but tracking it isn't easy.
Like bass notes they disperse.
Devotee says, I used to live in that neighborhood. Did you ever hear that humming sound? Or is that just a new thing? Technical Out says, do you have editors? No, I don't. Are your mods editors? No. I love the way your videos are finished. You're still the man. Thank you. Appreciate that. Curb Stop the Coyote. When I edit video, I used to spend a lot of, back in the day, I sometimes, like the basement video, that took me a little bit of time to edit. But for the most part, like I used to spend all these hours, and then sometimes like the video is not going to perform. And so like sometimes I just try to balance and I just try to be fast with it. But during the Johnny Depp thing, I had somebody helping me out with editing. And because those videos did really well on Facebook, I did pay them for the help on that. Sometimes if I have to delegate stuff, I might, do that. Kayla, thank you for becoming a member. MCMPC says physician-assisted death is legal in a few states. Interesting.
Easily, but they're hard to pinpoint. And this sound has that quality of like, ooh, that's really hard to locate.
It's not just loss of sleep or an inconvenience. There are plenty of people here concerned that this could have larger psychological impacts, which is why they're hoping.
Oh boy, you don't want that. People are already crazy, already on edge. They had to deal with the virus stuff and everything else, and especially New York, one of the worst places for that. Now you got this humming thing. It's probably driving people even crazier. I wonder if they ever fixed it or what happened with that. The humming sound.
Speaking out could help bring them some peace and quiet. In Fort Greene, Kevin Rincon, CBS 2 News.
So this one's just kind of a brief, I think, reading. And there was this, everything's blocking the way. This 2-year-old that was rescued after being swallowed by a hippo. A hippo attacked a 2-year-old in Uganda, swallowing half of his body before spitting him out. A statement from the Uganda police force said on Friday the child was attacked on December 4th at around 3 p.m. local time, 7 a.m. Eastern, I guess, in the Katwe Kabatoro district in the southwest of the country. According to a statement, the boy, named by Ugandan police Yiga Paul, had been playing at his home in Lake Katwe. It took the bravery of one Crispus Bangoza or Bagonza, who was nearby to save the victim. He stoned the hippo and scared it. Wow. So the hippo would have ate him, causing it to release the victim from its mouth. The boy was taken to a nearby clinic for his injuries on one hand and later transferred to the Burua Hospital, West Uganda, for further treatment, the statement added. The child has now been discharged after making a full recovery. He also received a vaccine for rabies before being handed back to his parents. Although the hippo was scared back into the lake, all residents near animal sanctuaries and habitats should know that wild animals are very dangerous. Okay, good tip. That was it. This one I just came across randomly. This was 6 months ago in Carolina. Alligators on North Myrtle Beach. Woo-wee! Get him! Wrangle.
They were the alligator death roll.
Yeah, that's when they try to. That roll is like if they bite you, I believe they'll try to spin you or something. I don't know if they'll. I think they just keep trying to roll. I don't know if it breaks off whatever they're biting onto, but it's also a way to, like, I think, drown you or something. They try to pull you in the water, I think. Keep on spinning. Yeah. Okay, and somebody had sent me this. I forgot who sent this. I'm sorry. Remains of Texas mother who told 911 operator she was being chased through the woods found 3 years later. Okay, this is some weird shit. I'll probably clip this. Let me do the timestamp real clip. I could probably do this for Facebook. Post it to Facebook tomorrow. Okay, so let me see. Maybe we can watch the video, then I'll get into the article.
Of Lauren Thompson never wanted to have, but needed to know.
The anthropologists have determined through multiple dental comparisons that the remains are those of Lauren Elizabeth Thompson.
In 2019, in the dense woods of the Rock Hill area, Thompson called 911 for help. For 22 minutes, she was in a state of panic, saying someone was chasing her but didn't know who. In the midst of talking to the dispatcher, her phone died. That was the last time someone ever heard from her.
Thompson went missing in the Rock Hill area of Panola County on January 10th, 2019.
And unwanted answers finally began to arrive this summer. After a work crew found human skeletal remains, they were sent for testing, and after DNA extraction,
we are now able to announce that a positive identification has been made of the skeletal remains recovered in Panola County this past July.
Lauren's father, Gregory Colvin, says the family is still waiting for final answers, but expresses his appreciation in a statement saying, "Our family would like to reiterate our deepest gratitude for the love and intercessory prayer and support demonstrated by many in bringing Lauren home.
Our office will be diligent on pursuing all relevant investigative leads."
The sheriff also encourages everyone to be in prayer for the mourning family as they're desperate for answers as to what happened to their daughter. Ashlyn Anderson, KTK News.
Okay. So that was kind of a weird one. Everything, I guess, is here already. Authorities were able to get in touch with people Thompson had been with earlier that day. One person told investigators that they had been in the area reportedly fishing, according to Lake. That person said they were in a car with Thompson when she apparently ran off the road. He said he then told her he was going to walk to his house to get a vehicle to get them out of the mud, but then she took off running into the woods. At the time, Lake said they had no information to believe that the people Thompson was with were involved in her disappearance. The sheriff's office has never publicly announced any such. That's kind of weird. So, were they involved, or was she on something, or what? SW4x4 Explorer says, just said white Elantra has been found, Idaho. I'd like to know what your source is for that. So people have talked about, I've seen people online today talking about an Elantra that was found abandoned. Like, I think it was online rumors, but and there was like a video, but there was nowhere that specifically said that was the white Hyundai that police were looking for. So that's something that I'd want to get like verified. I did see like talks and rummagings. Oh, there was an abandoned vehicle somewhere, I think in Oregon, but I hadn't seen anywhere that said it was actually that vehicle confirmed, you know? Let's see. No, the Moscow police is not reporting that. There was if I can find it, I think Sylvia sent this to me. Let me see earlier today. Okay, hold on. Hello. Hi. Oh, okay, thank you. This is the one that everybody's talking about. Okay. The police department said it's not. Oh, they know about it, but they say it's unrelated, or you don't know. Okay. Okay. Thanks. All right, so let's take a look at this. This is the vehicle that people were talking about. There's an article here. Let me get the one with all these ads. So EPD released a statement on crashed white Hyundai Elantra and Moscow, Idaho murders. Oregon, a crashed white Honda Elantra sits in the Seneca Road near West 7th. This vehicle is the same make and model of the vehicle as the vehicle of interest in Moscow, Idaho murders. Many people in the community have wondered if the crashed vehicle could be related to the Moscow, Idaho murders. We reached out to the Eugene police to get a statement about this vehicle. Here's what the police are saying. We are aware of it and have sent the vehicle information to Moscow, Idaho. We will refer everybody to call Moscow, Idaho police for additional information. And that's it. So it's interesting. I haven't seen that Moscow police have said anything about it. And so that's where kind of waiting for confirmation on that. No, they haven't said anything here on the website. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's in Oregon, yeah. So we'll definitely, I'll keep an eye on it. I mean, I saw them talking about this like way earlier in the day. But I just didn't say anything because it's kind of like, I don't know, just kind of waiting for confirmation. So as soon as we find out more, like I'll definitely do a video or something to talk about it or see if we can get some sort of confirmation. And I feel like the police have been pretty good about, responding to things online. All right. So in the meantime, so the next one, so we got this one. Just a wild story. I really wonder what happened to that lady. I'm almost even hesitant to read this one. Somebody had sent me this. I don't even know if this is real. Who's dumping bags of vomit? About 35 pounds of human vomit was left in a parking lot on 2 occasions. This is just, I don't know. An employee of in St. David's Square Shopping Center reported to Randor Township Police on June 5th a package containing human vomit was left in the parking lot there. He estimated that it was about 35 pounds of vomit. I don't even know how you do that. In the package discovered June 5th and stated that a similar package was left in the same spot a week before. According to the employee, the package was concealed in a white kitchen trash bag and placed about 10 parking rows from the store behind a tree. Rhino police redacted information that describes what the hidden package was because there is specific information on the package that is being used in the investigation. So they're investigating this. Police say there have not been any other similar incidents. Just a weird story. Of course, SW4x4, appreciate it. And thank you for the information. I think even Sylvia was like on that this morning. See, he sent me a text. Yo, did you see this? See the car? Sylvia sent me some really disturbing shit this morning, so I won't even repeat that over here. Let me see. Yeah, earlier today at 2:00, Sylvia had sent me the thing about the Hyundai. A white Hyundai launcher found wrecked and abandoned in Eugene, Oregon. That was 2 p.m. earlier. So, but yeah, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. Okay, this one, we're gonna do this article, and then I play like 2 Reddit videos. I don't want to go too far into Reddit because that's what we're gonna do Friday. But 8 of Bentley driving Mormon prophets' 20 wives, some as young as 9, were rescued by FBI earlier this month from an Airbnb in Washington State while fleeing protective custody with one of their adult sister wives. I gotta tell Sylvia about this. You go crazy. Wow. 8 young girls who were forced to marry a Mormon prophet were found together in an Airbnb in Washington after escaping protective custody in Arizona. Federal agents say that the 8 girls who ran away from the group homes in Arizona late last month were found hiding at the Airbnb in Spokane with one of their older sister wives, Moretta Rose Johnson, 19, who is now facing federal kidnapping charges. The girls are as young as 9 years old, had been taken into protective custody by the Arizona Department of Child Services back in September after a whistleblower revealed how Bentley driving Samuel Rapley Bateman, 46, married up to 20 women and young girls, including his own daughter. I was gonna say a tongue-in-cheek joke on the Mormons, but like they get really upset, so maybe not do that. Authorities say he sex trafficked these young girls between Arizona, Utah, Nevada, and Nebraska. I'm gonna send this article to Sylvia. Sylvia, you watching? He has been in federal custody on obstruction charges since his September arrest, which unfolded after Bateman was pulled over by cops while transporting underage girls inside a squalid trailer. Damn. Furnished with a couch and a bucket for a toilet. Ugh. None of the young girls have since admitted to the federal investigators that they were sexually abused by Bateman, the head of a Mormon offshoot called the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or FLDS. So he has his own like off branch or whatever, I guess. But investigators found that in their journals, the girls would describe sleeping with Bateman, kissing him, touching him. They now believe that the young girls were coached by some of the older wives not to speak to the investigators, which I feel like I've heard of things like this, which is pretty sick. These women are coaching these little girls or whatever. Still, the girls are said to have remained in contact with their older sister wives who work with Bateman to help them escape and bring them home. Here he is. I don't know how people like this do it. I really don't know. And living in squalor. Wow. Look at that, bro. Sinner. 9 underage girls were taken into protective custody in September after they were found inside a squalid trailer furnished with a couch and a bucket. And somehow they escaped. According to the court documents by KXLY, 8 of the 9 girls who had been rescued from Bateman's Colorado City home by the Arizona Department of Child Services in September ran away from their group homes on November 27th, soon after federal investigators discovered they were still in a group chat with some of the adult wives. In the criminal complaint says they left behind journals indicating today is the day we go home. So they planned it to run away. Federal officials say Bateman made a call from jail to 2 of his adult wives who were driving together. In the recorded phone conversation, the woman could be heard saying that they have 2 of the girls, according to the criminal complaint. The next morning, it says he called the woman again and discovered all 8 of the runaway wives were in a hotel room with the woman. In a series of phone calls recorded by federal agents, Bateman talks to the wives who says they are not on the move, who say they are on the move and traveling in separate groups so as to not get caught. So they got this whole thing planned out, scheming with these underage kids. Eventually, court documents said the FBI was able to track down a business card for Veloci Rapper, a business run by one of Bateman's followers, and requested an emergency disclosure from an Airbnb to find any addresses reserved by that follower or under any of his business accounts. They found one such property listed as Spokane, Washington, and asked the Spokane County Sheriff's Department to knock on the door. No one answered when they arrived at the house on Thursday. Court documents say, but Sergeant spotted a vehicle leaving the scene. Inside, they found Johnson and all 8 missing girls. Johnson has now been booked into Spokane County Jail on an FBI hold and will be transferred back to Arizona to face charges. It remains unclear what happened to the 8 girls following her arrest. This is crazy, man. These kids are going to probably have to get a whole bunch of therapy, you know. Bateman has gained a following since his taking over of the FLDS as the prophet from Warren Jeffs, a convicted child. While in power, an affidavit says Bateman gained approximately 50 followers and more than 20 wives, many of whom are minors, mostly under the age of 15. Evidence cited in the affidavit includes recordings of Bateman himself speaking to a couple in Colorado City, Arizona, who do outreach to polygamy community there and are filming a documentary. In one example cited in the document, Bateman told the couple that the Heavenly Father had instructed him in earlier 2021 November to give the most precious thing he has, his girls, virtue, to 3 of his adult male followers. So what, he's giving his girls, I guess the girls, to give the most precious thing he has, his girls, virtue. Wow. To 3 of his adult male followers. That's fucking sick. Bateman then allegedly watched, oh my God, as the 3 men had sex with his daughters, one of them who was just 12. Bateman also allegedly commented that the girls had sacrificed their virtue for the Lord, and went on to say God will fix their bodies and put membrane back into their body. I've never had more confidence in doing his will. It's all out of love. These people are nuts, bro. I guess they use like religion too to like brainwash people, and especially young kids. They're not going to know, but then you have these grown adult women that are coaching these little girls, these underage girls. It made me think a little bit about the whole Jared Lysick thing and the whole Mormonism stuff talk that he had in that email. Just weirdo shit. The affidavit further alleges that in late 2020, Bateman drove to the Colorado City couple's home in a large SUV packed with women and girls, where he introduced everyone as his wives. The youngest of the so-called wives was a girl born in 2011, Special Agent Martin wrote, meaning the girl would have been 9 at the oldest. The affidavit also notes that Bateman owned 2 Bentleys, though it seems his wives traveled in less style. Damn, y'all just get in the back of this shit. I'm driving the Bentleys. An evidence photo shows the trailer Bateman allegedly used to transport the underage girls. Wow, so he would toss these girls back there, shove them back there, or whatever, and he's driving around the Bentley. FBI agents are pictured raiding the home of Samuel Bateman in Colorado City. His initial encounter with law came in August when he was pulled over by a state trooper in northern Arizona towing a box trailer full of people, including children. The trooper saw children's small fingers moving in the gap of the rear trailer door as he pulled up behind the trailer, according to police statement. Police said there were 3 girls in the trailer, all between the ages of 11 and 14 years old, along with a couch, camper chairs, and a toilet made from a bucket. With Bateman in the SUV towing the trailer were 2 women and 2 underage girls under the age of 15. The Mormon prophet was then arrested and charged locally with 3 counts of child abuse. So he'll be out like in a couple of years probably. While he was being held in the Coconino County Jail in Flagstaff, authorities say He talked to his supporters in Colorado City and instructed them to delete communications through the encrypted messaging app Signal and demanded all women and girls obtain passports. Bateman was able to post bond on the state charges, but weeks later, he was hit with a federal indictment charging him with 3 counts of destroying or attempting to destroy records and tampering with criminal proceedings. He pleaded not guilty. Federal prosecutor Patrick Schneider said in September that the Child Welfare Agency had removed children from Bateman's home in Colorado City, where the FBI had recently served a search warrant. Bateman, finally see his face there, Bateman has not been charged with sex crime against children. Through the new FBI affidavit, said the FBI had probable cause to believe he and others transported minors between Arizona, Utah, Nevada, and Nebraska to engage in illicit conduct between May 2020 and November 2021. Bateman is apparently so extreme that he has been denounced even by a former FLDS leader, Warren Jeffs, a convicted rapist. So even the rapists are saying like, yo, this is too much. Even the weirdo rapists are like, yo, all right, this is like, all right, you whatever code these rapists live by, like this, they have, I guess these people with no morality, disgusting. I guess they even have some sort of code within their rape community. And so let's check this out. Keep sweet, pray and obey explorers, Mormon extreme cultists run by, oh shit.
In our minds, the police, even the president of the
So this is, my bad. So this is Warren right here, I guess. And then the other, this guy's the Bateman. Hold on. I think I confused it because they do look different. So this is Bateman. This is Bateman. And you guys are correcting me in the chat. This is, I guess this is Warren, the other weirdo. I guess, right? I should watch one of these. Wait. So the U.S. Magistrate Judge Camille ordered that Bateman remain behind bars while the case winds through the courts. She noted that Bateman is a pilot and a survivalist who has followers and international contacts who might help with financial and other resources on a moment's notice. So he has connects. The rapists have connects. She said she also was concerned about the young girl's vulnerable positions. Courts have a tremendous interest in protecting people who can't protect themselves. I mean, I guess. I mean, so many times people get away with all kinds of shit. Sorry. He was a former member of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or FLDS, until he left in recent years and started his own small offshoot group, according to Sam Brower, who has spent years investigating the group. He was once among the trusted followers of imprisoned leader Warren Jeffs, but Jeffs recently denounced Bateman in a written revelation sent to his followers from prison. This guy's in prison talking to his followers, I guess. Which I heard of a lot of stories like that. People in prison still running the cult or the gang out, from the inside. Even forgot that famous drug dealer that was doing that too. But the FLDS group run by Jeffs has lost much of its control over the communities as he is serving a life sentence in a Texas prison for child sex related to underage marriages. Bateman's group, meanwhile, still practices plural marriage with a small following of fewer than 100 people, estimated Brower, who wrote a book on the FLDS and appeared in a recent Netflix series, Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey. Still, Bateman's attorney, Adam, in September cautioned against inferring the federal case was about religious persecution, though he didn't specify Bateman's faith or say the practices if he practices polygamy. Zuckerman said Bateman is not a danger to the community. Oh my God. How can you say that with a straight face? Schneider cited a pretrial services report in saying that Bateman had relationships with multiple women, but also didn't mention whether Bateman belonged to any polygamous groups. Both the U.S. Attorney's Office in Arizona and Zuckerman declined to comment following a September court hearing. All right. Crazy-ish. The car thing, I'll look. What do you guys think about the car that was found? in Oregon. You think it's related or not? I don't know. Who knows, I guess, right? The cops haven't commented on it yet. Let me see if Brian Antonin said anything on Twitter. And then nothing yet. I mean, I guess it's probably worth a mention in a video, but I'm going to wait a little bit just till we get something else. New body footage cam on Banfield. Air dry. Has it been released yet? Or are they still showing it on TV? Because I know Banfield's on right now, but maybe we can watch it on Discord. I have YouTube TV. We can watch it on Discord if it's not released on YouTube yet. Oh, the body cam footage is probably the one that I think Truth and Transparency released. It might be that same one. It looks very suspicious. Liz P says, I get a strong yes in it being related. Somebody said fake news. White elantras are ubiquitous. 1 in 22,000 chance. News Nation on Banfield just said they found a car. Same one. It's footage from the party. Is it footage from the Sigma Chi party? TV. I can't play it right now here, but we can go on Discord. You guys want to come on Discord? We can watch it because I started recording everything in there, and I got to make a Discord video so everybody knows how to. Yeah, Banfield, she's on right now. Banfield. Maddie talks to police in newly unearthed video. Oh shit! I'm gonna have to wait till I don't want to play this now, but.
So hey, the reason that we're here is that we received a noise complaint of.
Oh, I guess that's the noise complaint video. All right, so let's go on Discord, and we can watch it there. I don't want to play it right now because it's on YouTube TV and it's live, and I don't want to play something behind a paywall until it's done airing and stuff like that. So if you guys want, come on Discord, man. Come hang out with us. I'll be on there for a little bit. We'll watch the same car from party. Just same. What do you got to be clear when you're saying these things too, because like, people can get confused. Nope, same car from party, just same crashed car. What does that mean? You don't have enough memory? Oh, yeah, your phone is but you know what? Discord, you can just use it on your web browser. If you have a computer, you can just go on your web browser. I'm gonna go to the club and drink Pepsi. Huh? Why can't you get on Discord, man? Come on, Discord. Yeah, that video that we just saw, that's old. That video's been released already. It's all over YouTube. I don't know if there's another video you're talking about, but that one, yeah, that body cam video, that's been already there. How can you watch Discord in public? It's going to be in the public chat. On Discord, mira. El Discord. Tú entra aquí. You go public chat. There's a drop-down menu. You're going to see live here. Public voice. Yeah, come on Discord. Yeah, we're going to be chilling there for a little bit for free. You can do it on a computer or your cell phone or whatever you want. Don't go, Mel. The other thing too, real quick, what I can do is I was going to play one video from Reddit. It apparently is gone now. Gone into the abyss of all these tabs that I have. Se fue. I had a Reddit video that I was going to show you guys. It's gone. All right. Yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. But I am going to join Discord and stream the thing. You got invalid? Let me send you a link right now. Hold on. That link should work, though. Too old for Discord, is what he said. The main link should work, though. I mean, maybe I don't know. I'll take a look at it later. The custom link should work. Debutant, thank you for the super chat, says, "Oh my goodness! The wrecked car was found in Oregon. So was the other stabbed couple that they wondered if there was a connection in the beginning. And police have been saying they don't think, and Discord is free, just download the app, it's free. They said that those things aren't related. I'm trying to connect with Discord. I must be too old. You just make an account and verify yourself. You just put your email there. Yeah, a lot of people find Discord confusing. That's the thing. I'm going to make a video for you guys, for the people that struggle with it. I'm going to make a video for Discord, an updated, nice video. And so people that have trouble with it, it'll take you step by step. It's free. Just go to Discord. It's free. Free app. You can go out there in public area. Go, go, go. Go. Yeah, go into the live chat. All right, so I'm going to get out of here, man. Love you guys. I have one notification left, so if there's a chase or anything tonight, I will be back. But I'll leave one spot open. Hey, what's up? Say, you want to talk to people? Tell them something. Come to Discord. Who was that, Mo?
That wasn't me.
Oh.
Come to Discord.
Hi, Mel.
Hey, who's that? Who 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 that?
Mel.
Everybody remember that song? Who that? Who that? Who that? Trying to get up in my shoe.
Mel.
Hey, how you doing? Who's that? Storm. Can you hear me?
What's up? I'm your #1 fan.
Are you? Are you trolling me or you for real? Thank you.
I'm being dead ass.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for coming by.
No problem.
How long you been watching? I started yesterday.
I've been watching for, I think, a year and some change.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's dope.
No problem.
All right, guys. I'm ending YouTube. Thank you so much.